Hi, this is Colleen Pearl the Cool Crone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be the April Tarotscope for the sign of Pisces. Okay, Pisces, so I hope this is a special reading for you. I think this deck suits you very, very well. I'm trying to rotate the decks, and so that every month I'm trying to use a different deck for each sign, which is kind of challenging for me because I'm not used to reading with all of these decks, but I'm really trying to give the best reading to each of you. All right, the month starts out, this is week 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an oracle card. And the month starts out with the sun. So we start out with really good things happening for you at the very beginning of the month, Pisces. The sun indicates good health, prosperity, good ideas. You're the chosen one. Everything's wonderful. And you just feel like you could conquer the world. So great, beautiful energy there. And I think, Pisces, you will need that energy in April because things are coming to an end with all the Pisces energy and planets that are happening towards the end of March. So, and even into April. So having this chi, having this extra energy and good lightheartedness on your side is really going to be helpful. And then we have the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is conflict and disruption, heartbreak, separation. So unfortunately, there's some difficulties that you're going to have to deal with this first week in April, and it's just a loss. It's a difficulty and a loss, but you come into it with a lot of power and a lot of good chi. So it's not like it's hitting you when you're sick or something or injured. So that's better than not. And then the Two of Pentacles, we have a fluctuation in fortune. You know, need to budget a little better during this time. This is when one cannot make up their mind about money. They're just indecisive, and so there's a difficulty in launching projects, and maybe a tendency to either spend too little or too much on what you need. So you need to really look at budgeting, Pisces, with this card coming up. So an interesting first week for you. It's going to be challenging, but I'm sure you're more than up to it. The second week, we have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles shows that you have, make sure there's no glare there. Is that better? Yeah, there we go. The Nine of Pentacles is accomplishment. It shows that you're very comfortable materially. You have what you need. It could even mean that you win something, that you get a big gift, probably of money, or that you have a prize of some kind, a winning of some kind. So that's really good in the second week, and that, I think, is going to allow you to feel kind of a rebound from what was coming on here. But then it follows with the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is apprenticeship, conservative investments, craftsmanship. You see this woman working on, seems like she's sewing or putting something together, some decorative thing together, maybe a hat, maybe she's working on a hat. Industrious, she's probably going to sell this hat, so it's indicating modest gains or something for sale. So you're going to be working at something in order to maintain this, you know, bountiful, beautiful existence that you have with the Nine of Pentacles. And then we have the Ace of Cups, and that's a really nice card for you. It's abundance, it's artistic endeavors, it's the beginning of something very creative, it's love, it's joy. Much like the Sun card, it's just going to bring you back up. So Pisces, you do have a tendency to fluctuate in your moods, and I see that in the very beginning of April you start on a real high. Things get a little difficult, you'll probably come down a little bit here, and then you come back up on the second week. And then we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups in this deck represents ambition and artistry, but it can also be a lawyer or a scientist. The person is very considerate, they're very creative, they're educated, kind, professional, religious. So this could be you, Pisces. This could be your energy rising up and bringing all your best qualities to the fore. And I love the bear in the background with the cup over his head. That's showing me that this is a person who really can stand their ground and who can be tough if they need to be tough, but also very, very loving. So I'm going to say that that's you, Pisces. And then we have the Eight of Swords. Now the Eight of Swords is a difficult card. It indicates conflict. It can indicate censure. It can indicate the feeling of being hemmed in, of being restricted in some way. If we think back, this one is a bit like the Rider-Waite meaning, in that the swords are not preventing the girl from going anywhere, but yet she's not. She's just staying there. And if you look, there's a figure over her shoulder. This looks to be a spirit of some kind that is hovering over her, maybe protecting her. And then all the butterflies there are showing that she could break out and transform if she wanted to, but she chooses to stay there. So very interesting with the King of Cups coming before that, Pisces. It looks like that you're in for some growth this month and some breaking out and change of some kind. And then we have the Emperor. Now the Emperor represents the parental figure, the father, the disciplinarian, the person who makes the rules, but also who protects his people. And I love this Emperor. I love all the spheres. I love the seemingly planetary movement and all the lights and the water in there. It's just an amazing card. And this ruler happens to be wearing the ram's horns. So this is indicating the sign of Aries. But Pisces, you can relate to this sign in that you need to probably be a little more disciplined. And maybe you do have a person in your life who does act as kind of the disciplined person, the discipline giver, or at least the person who echoes back to you where you need to have more of those hard edges, because Pisces doesn't like to have hard edges. But sometimes in this world, it's really beneficial to have boundaries and hard edges, because the rest of the world otherwise will not play by your rules, will not respect you, will not treat you the way you need to be treated. And then we have the Ace of Wands. And, I've been forgetting to mention, in this deck, they have meanings for the suits, overall meanings for the suits that are a little bit different than the Rider-Waite deck. For instance, the Sword suit indicates opportunities. The Pentacle suit indicates results. The Cups are desire. And the Wands are intent. So with the Ace of Wands, there we go. With the Ace of Wands, we have an adventure, artistic inspiration, aggression, birth, innovation, inventiveness, a new beginning, an enterprise. So at the fourth week of this month, at the end of the month, you're starting something completely new. And even in the second week, you probably started a very, heartfelt project, or you met someone and had a friendship, met someone and started a relationship, a romantic relationship. So very, very interesting there. And in the fourth week, this next card following the Ace of Wands is the Four of Wands, which of course is the celebration card. So much like the Rider-Waite deck, it is a celebration card, and it's showing harmony. This is also an indication of romance in this deck. Prosperity, satisfaction. And I love these. I just love these cards. And the final outcome card, or the last card of the month, it's not really an outcome card, but it's the High Priestess. And if you look closely, I guess you don't have to look that closely. If you look at her, she is made out of a big crystal tower. And she's got a sphere of white in one hand and a sphere of dark in the other hand. Moon above her head, and all of the little crystals around her head are glowing. So the High Priestess means a lot of the same things that it means in the Rider-Waite. There are things that are beyond the veil, things that you cannot see right now. And Pisces, you love that. You live for that. You're in that. Your natural instinct is to look beyond what is there. And depending upon your actual personality, you may analyze that, or you may just intuit what is behind the veil. But there are secrets here and the power of the divine feminine. So you begin, or you end the month with a very intriguing message that there is more here than meets the eye. So Pisces, very interesting month for you. Let's get on to your oracle card. And the oracle card is from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle by Victoria Mosley. And the card that picked you is Freedom with a dove. So I'm just going to pick up the guidebook and just read to you what the author says about this card. This card depicts a dove in the moment before it is gently released from the hand of a young maiden. In the distance, castle walls symbolize austerity and containment. Their eerie countenance against a darkened sky contrasts with the white dove, a symbol of purity. For their ability to transcend continents and borders, birds are living metaphors for freedom of the soul. As divine beings living an ever-changing existence of duality and mortal restriction, the capacity to dream about the possibilities of unlimited freedom is partly what defines the human experience. By drawing the Freedom card, you are prompted to review any areas of limitation in your life that may be holding you back. Perhaps you are feeling victimized by unavoidable circumstances or overwhelmed by endless choices. Regardless of what the cards of fate have in store for you, you alone have the freedom to choose how to play them. It is this spiritual freedom that cannot be taken away and that gives life meaning and purpose. Bear in mind that for every action there is an equal reaction, and that every freedom carries responsibility. In the face of doubt, be guided by the higher power to navigate your choices and pray for the insight to use your freedom wisely. And I think this goes along really well with at least the High Priestess, but maybe some of the other cards as well. I think you need to, understand where your power is. You got both the Sun and the King of Cups, which I think is a Pisces card. So you have a lot of power, Pisces. It's not like you're a weakling of some kind. You have plenty of power and you have prosperity. You are strong in that area as well. And maybe because you live intuitively and because you don't have those boundaries and harsh lines in between relationships, maybe it's easier for you. But during this month, you are going to experience some grief and some limitations, some loss of some kind, but you're also possibly going to experience love and understand where you have to be disciplined in your life and where you have to have boundaries, or perhaps where you have to take care of somebody else and step up and become the emperor. So it's a very interesting reading for you, Pisces. And like I said, the planets are moving out of your sign and into Aries. And for you, that may feel like a loss of some kind. It may feel like, oh, my time is over, because we had so much Pisces energy for several months, and really since January, just a ton of Pisces energy going on. So don't mourn the loss of the Pisces. You are still here, and you are still exhibiting that Pisces energy. Jupiter is still in Pisces, Neptune is still in Pisces, but some of the other planets are moving on to Aries. So enjoy the month of April, Pisces. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.